Hey everyone, happy Friday. It's Patty from pspapercrafts. Today we are going to do a technique. It's called the spotlight technique. And you have a layer and you're just going to kind of spotlight one portion of it. So this is actually designer series paper. This is the artisan sketched garden paper. And it's all black and white. I love black and white cards. And then you've got this little pop of color. You can use any of these to do this technique with, which I think is really cool. And then I use the sending salutations. I love this, to a marvelous person on their birthday, and I did emboss that with white embossing powder. And then on the inside, I just took another piece of this paper, and then I hope all things wonderful are headed your way. So I think that's a really sweet birthday card. We are going to use this, I love this Flowers Fair stamp. It's one big background stamp for this card. So this we cut out already stamped, pattern paper. This one we're going to create the layer by stamping it, and then we're going to die cut and do the spotlighting. Okay, so this is a big stamp. So I am going to use my stamp positioning tool. So let me just take this out. We'll get our tool out here. I haven't used this much, so we'll give it a whirl. We are going to get a white layer. And these are little magnets, and I think I'm only going to be able to put a magnet up toward the top. Let's see how this is going to work. So this holds it down. Sometimes the, oh, this is not a good layer. Let me turn it around. I must have some glue or something there. Let me get another layer. I think I have one right here. All right. Start off with a clean layer. That would be good, right? So we're going to get these magnets, and I'm not sure where I'm going to place them yet. We want to put the stamp, and I want the top. This is going to be very, very tight. Let me take the magnets off and get this set up right first, and then we'll figure out where we're going to place the magnets. So I do want a little bit of this top showing. So we're going to put a magnet here. Let me take this off. That would be helpful too, right? This is what it sits on in the stamp case. All right, so let's get this figured out. We're going to put a magnet maybe right here and one there. Okay, and then we want this, we want the Stampin' Up on, so these are going to fit in here, and then there's these little feet, and when you push down it will pick up the stamp. And again, this is going to be a little bit hard because it's very sticky and we don't have a lot on the magnet. Okay, so hopefully that is good. I probably should have, you know what I'm going to do? I am going to, because it's such a one, I'm going to line this up right here, okay? And let's just put a pencil here. So this is my corner. I think because these magnets are just, well, not that the magnets are bad, it's that the stamp is so big, you don't have room for the magnets. I think that's good. Okay, so now we can take this off and put it right here. And then when we ink this up, it's not going to be so sticky because it'll have ink on it. So we are going to ink this up in our black ink. I'm still with the black Memento ink. I haven't cut over to the new inks. I like the black Memento ink, so. And the beauty of this is if you don't get a good impression, you can line it up and do it all over again with the stamp positioning tool. That's really the purpose of it. Okay, that looks pretty good. So we're going to take this Make sure this is right there. Turn it over. Put those holes in. Put the feet down. Press down. And you can use any kind of tool, like a misty or anything like that. Or just a big block if you have a big enough block. Pretty, right? I think I might do it again. And get right in there a little bit more. So lining this up in the corner gets the position right. Okay. Let's try this again. I'm going to get right in that spot. And sometimes, you know, you don't press down evenly, or sometimes maybe your ink is off a little bit. Pretty. All right, let's put that on the side. And now what we want to do is die cut. I'm using, and I use this for both of the cards, my favorite, the Stylish Shapes dies. And for this card, I actually used the third from largest for the white, and then I just cut, I didn't die cut the next size up. You don't have to, you know, use the shapes, although you do have to cut out in the middle, so I guess you need a die to do that. And then I used this third from smallest for this one. So on this card, I've already done some die cutting. So we're doing Melon Mambo. I love Melon Mambo. And we are going to use the, let me just make sure I have this right. So this is the third from largest. So we want to do the next size down to die cut here. And then I use that same one, the second from smallest for that. Okay. So what we want to do is find a spot that we want to spotlight. Okay, how about right here? So I'm going to die cut this circle right out here. I'm going to just step away and do it, and I'll be right back. So here we go. We cut that out. Okay, so now what we want to do is color this. So I'm using light Melon Mambo. And we're just going to color this flower. I hardly ever use this color, and I really do love it. So we'll just color this. So I am actually, when you're watching this, I'm in Alaska. Not sure what I'm doing because I'm doing this before I left. I made the video so that I would have it and post it while I'm away. So I'm going to have to let you know when I get back all the fun things I did. I'm going with my son. It's an incentive trip, and I'm very excited about it. So we shall see. Unfortunately, I don't know what I'm doing right now while I'm there, while you're watching. All right, and let's see if we can get some dark. Is this? Yeah, it is dark Melon Mambo. Right here. I could just go over it a couple of times with the light if I wanted to, but since I have it. All right, and then let's do some green. I have Granny Apple Green, and it is dark. So we're going to do the flower, or the leaves in Granny Apple Green. And it's hard to tell what I'm coloring here. It's only partial things, so let's see. I think these others are flowers. I think this is, let's see. Yeah, those are flowers. This is a leaf. So let's get the leaf, because it's going to go back in there, and when we want it to look like it belongs with the rest of the picture. I think the rest are flowers. All right, so let's come back in here with the light Melon Mambo and just do these flowers. So you want to get this whole spotlight piece colored. I think. What is that? That little bit is a leaf. Let me get these flowers. It's like a little puzzle. And this is a flower. Oops. Okay, so this is a flower up top. We'll get there. Patience, right? And then I think this is, we said a leaf. Let's see what it looks like. Just this little tiny bit. This little dot. Okay. All right, so now what we want to do is lay this down on the card. This one. So let's get our Seal Plus or glue or whatever you want to use. And we're just going to put this right centered with that pretty melon mambo back there. Okay? And then this is going to sit on this circle and then sit up here. So we want to make sure that it's laying the right way, but let's put it down first. And then we're going to put dimensionals. I kind of like it a little bit tighter, like this circle is a little too big for me. And that's why I did the square a little bit tighter. But if you have a tighter circle, that might be better. So now we want to make sure that this matches. So this has to come, we've got this going up here. Trying to turn it a little bit. I'm looking at these flowers here. And there is a break in it. I'm wondering if we should take it off of this. I think I will. I feel like it's too big. Let me get my little handy dandy tool and lift this up. I want to see how it looks without the backing. I just feel like it's too big. Like I like that being tighter. There's too much space. You know, you play and you figure it out. So let's put this on dimensionals. So it'll pop it up even though there's nothing behind it. So I think that will be fine. And it's okay that I already have adhesive back there. Adhesive on adhesive is fine. So let's take the backings off. Hopefully this looks okay. So now we really want to match it and get it lined up. So that, the leaf, tip of that flower. Okay. What do you think? It's pretty. And then this we're going to put right here and put a sentiment. And we are going to do some heat embossing. So let's do that first. We want to use our Versamark ink, and we've got this little Melon Mambo square, and we're going to use, where is the stamp set? I decided I would use the Lily of the Valley stamp set, and we're doing So Grateful for You. So let's just stamp this. I use this to just get any static, anything off of it that the embossing powder would cling to. So it kind of just gets that, so there's nothing that, there's no static on it. Because once your embossing powder is on it, it will just melt. And if you have some kind of little specks here and there, this helps keep that off. So let's use our little dish here, and I'm using the Wow white embossing powder. Listen to me, folder. And we're just going to pick that up. And I like to flick it, make sure it looks good. I think I'm going to put another coating on. And all of this will pour back out here into this container. Got a little brush to get any specks off. Okay, and then what we'll do is we'll put this aside. Let me put the top on it so that I don't knock it over. And we'll get our heat gun, our heat tool. And I'm just going to hold it because it's hot. And the way you know it's done is if you, it's all shiny. If it's not shiny, it's not melted. Okay. And then I'm wondering, should we put this up here? Put it underneath. Lift it. Maybe we'll put it up. So let's put some dimensionals on this as well. And I think I want to make sure I stay away from that corner, because that's going to sit on something that's already up. So you don't want to put a dimensional on some area that that's sitting on a piece that's already has dimensional on it. Otherwise it will pop up too high. So this is just going to sit right on here like this. Okay, and let's put some bling on it. I thought we would use the butterflies. These are the In Color butterflies. Why are they stuck? We're going to use the Barely blush. Okay, so we'll put one here because I think it goes. And then we'll put a couple more on. Some big and little. Let me just twist that a little bit so it's going that way. Okay, and let's do the inside of the card. I have an inside layer, and I thought we would stamp it again, but we just want to stamp the top of it. So I'm going to do this a little different because I just want this. So I'm just going to ink up the tops, and I'm not going to use the bottom. I'm just going to kind of freeform here. Make sure I get it inked up nice. And we are just going to, I think I need to get the feet on. I got so much stuff in my way here. Just kind of eyeball it. Okay. And then we are going to stamp, I think I'll also stamp that in black. What does it say? To one of the nicest people I know. So grateful for you, to one of the nicest people I know. And this is such a nice stamp set. I love it. So now I'm just going to color it. I'll probably speed it up so you don't have to watch every little bit here. Trying to decide what this is. Must be the top of a flower. And then I think I'm going to do these in maybe a yellow. So I'm going with light lemon lolly for the petals. And then we'll see if the dark lemon lolly does the inside well. Otherwise you could put like an orange or something in there. All right, just to break it up a little bit. Let's do, I like to do a few layers of it. It just, since they're alcohol, you can layer on top of each other. Okay, I think we're done with that. So now we can just add this to the inside of the card, and we have both our cards done. And this would be nice on, you know, black as well. I think that would be, I just wanted to try something different. So again, this is the spotlight technique. And it just highlights just a little bit of the card. This could have gone a little bit better here. I probably stamped it, didn't stamp enough ink on it. But these are the cards. I'll have a project sheet below. There's not a lot of measurements, so it doesn't really help. Just the instructions. And then if you want this June inspiration calendar, if I could speak, you can subscribe to my email list. There's a link below. There's a link to the project sheet. If you go click on more in the description below the video, there's a bunch of links for things there. And next week we'll make a reverse pleated gatefold card. That sounds like fun, right? All right, you have a great week, and I will see you next Friday.